Hello, it's me Dan from wXw, and today I would like to talk with you about wXw's 16 Carat Gold tournament of 2019. So the event is now 1 week away, or let's say 1 week in the past, and yeah, I've been there for all 3 days and I only missed two events of the entire weekend, which was for one, the Inner Circle event on Thursday in Essen in the wXw Academy, because sometimes I still gotta work and Essen is not as close as Oberhausen, but maybe one day I will also be at an Inner Circle event. And the bowling show, or the bowling tournament Oberhausen Open 2, and I'm really trying to be there next year because I only heard great things about that one. This happened at the late evening of Friday. But, well, this entire video is based on my article on my CatchStat blog, which you can visit visiting the link down below in the description, where I've put together a little fine report of the events at the 16 Carat Gold weekend. So, based on this article, let's dive into the first day or the first night. Right at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I attended the podcast marathon. This was the first for not only me but wXw at itself, because they did this for the first time ever. And they held it at the Haus Union, which is a hotel very close by to the Turbinenhalle, where all of the other events were held. And well, the show consisted out of many podcasts, podcasts like The Voices of Wrestling and The Indie Corner, the British Roundtable, Pro Wrestling Paradise, Headlock, which is the German podcast, and Blown Up, which is a podcast of Shooter Schulz, who's a referee at wXw, and, well, The Avalanche, Robert Dreisker. I'm pretty sure most of you heard of him. He's a wrestler in wXw, and not to spoil anything, he has advanced into the semifinals of this year's 16 Carat Gold tournament. Well, I'm trying to explain some characters throughout this video, but I encourage you to watch all of the events throughout this weekend or whenever you have time on wxwnow.com, which is their streaming service, and all events should be up there well, within this weekend. At this time of recording, night 1 and 2 are already available, as long and also Ambition 10. And Wrestling Deutschland will actually be, due to some technical issues, will be released at a later point in time, late March. But the rest of the events will be available incomplete very soon. I believe Sunday, maybe Saturday. Okay, now with this out of the way, let's get back again to the podcast marathon. And, well, select few fans, or let's say select tickets were available, so it was not that exclusive, but it was like I believe 300 tickets were available or something like this. Don't let me get this wrong, but it was not like there were thousands of fans. But it was not supposed to be like this, because this was just a little special, nice podcast event. And well, in my personal opinion, it delivered, but maybe it went for a little bit too long, because as the podcast marathon was closing, it was already time for day one, on night one of the 16 Carat Gold tournament itself. So a lot of people already rushed to the arena, and for me itself, my personal highlight was, of course, Botchamania, who I haven't mentioned before, Botchamania Matthew, who did a little bit of watches in wXw, including himself at last year's 60 Carat Gold, where he went out against CageMatch.net's Strigger in one of the wXw quizzes and, well, botched. And he actually had some support on his side with JFK, a tag team in wXw, Jay Skillett and Francis Caspin, former wXw tag team champions and winner of the World Tag Team League 2018. And well, the duo, and Matthew might have not have had the greatest of chemistry, but at the end of the day, it was quite fun. And also, I'd like to point out that the British Wrestling Roundtable and also, I believe it was Pro Wrestling Paradise. Yes, their sticks were also really great. And I'm a personal fan of Blown Up, but it's completely German, so probably hard to understand for most of the WrestleVision audience. But it was pretty interesting to get to hear people's thoughts about the business once again. And lots of these guys have had different ideas of what this podcast version could be, and some talked about botches like Matthew, and others talked about mishabits in the wrestling culture. Others talked about wrestling and wrestling in Germany in the past, like things that used to air on Tele 5, or I believe back in the day, yes, it was DSF, the German sports television, and they did a spin on that. And well, I believe for every wrestling fan there was the right podcast there, but maybe it should be shorter in the next year, because I really want it back, because it was good, but it needs some improvement and probably more audience involvement to get the crowd hyped. So, moving on to the night itself, to night 1 of 16 Carat Gold. We had the warm-up match, which was an alternate 4-way dance. So whoever wins this will become the alternate for the 16 Carat Gold tournament, which means that if someone gets injured, there will be a replacement, which will be the alternate 4-way or 4-way dance winner. So we had Julian Pace, who has like oh my god, who has like a race car driver gimmick, like Lewis Hamilton, to name someone from Formula 1. You may have heard of him. And then there was in the Kai Fletcher from Aussie Open, and Leon van Gafteren. And he's pretty unfamiliar to me as well, but he was quite over with the fans. He was he had some great party music, and he did some great moves. He was pretty quick in the ring, and I like the guy, so check him out on wXw now. And number 4 was White Miller, the incredible Kyler, the man with the great punches and incredible mat wrestling skills. And it turned out to be White Miller who won the alternate 4-way dance. Next up we had the first match of the actual event, but before I go into that, they did actually a rematch of sorts between Strigger from CageMatch.net and Botchamania's Matthew, and well, they both had to be blindfolded, and they had to look for the ring bell, and well, it's been dubbed the Ring the Bell match. Well, and Matthew won. He found the ring bell, so they placed the bell somewhere in the ring. They were blindfolded, and they rang the bell, and they had to find it. That was entertaining, and of course, throughout the entire event, all 3 days, the audience and the wrestlers too, and everybody who was there, the crew, everyone had such a great time. The chants, the all talk, the interaction with each other, and all of that was just amazing. This was just a celebration of wrestling and wrestling in Germany for 3 days straight, and I feared I would like die of a wrestling overdose, but that didn't happen. So everybody did all of these events were distinctively great, and every event had a different spin on it, and therefore it just didn't feel like, for example, WrestleMania, which is a long show and wrestling and all the same styles. No, wXw managed to create something very unique here, and they did that in 2018, and they will continue to do that in this next year. They did it this year, and I'm very much looking forward to see more of this and more of wXw. This was my first 16 karat gold, by the way. I've been to other events, the World Tag Team League and the 18th anniversary show and some house show events, but this was absolutely amazing. But I have to tell you why it was amazing, of course. So let's now finally dive into the first match of the tournament with the returning Axel Dieter Jr., who you may know as Marcel Bartel of NXT and NXT UK fame, against Marius Alani, who has appeared in Germany's version of Ninja Warrior and is the current wXW Shotgun Champion with their mid-card championship title. The match itself was quite fine. It was more about Marcel Bartel finally being back in wXw, and he advanced, he pinned Alani, and that was a great start to what was about to come, because next we had an absolute crazy battle of two high flyers, two lucha style wrestlers, Ray Horus from Lucha Underground and MLW fame versus Phoenix, the man you may know as part of the Lucha Brothers, also wrestling in Impact Wrestling and soon to be an AEW wrestling star. And by God, this was all high flying. This was lucha, and Phoenix quickly went into these insane dives, and well, and at the end of the day, Phoenix picked up the victory in an incredible match. Next we had Shigehiro Iri, Mr. Beast Mode, taking on Chris Brooks, who is also part of the tag team CCK. You probably heard of them. And that match was also great because for me, Iri, despite not winning the 16 karat gold or advancing to the semi-finals, Iri improved so much throughout the course of the 3 days, and he is like the man of the weekend for me. He was so great all nights, and I really hope he becomes a mainstay in wXw. I mean, he already is some, but with all of these Japanese fly-ins, they can be gone from one day to another because they decide to stay in Japan. But I really would love to see Iri more. So please, wXw, give us Iri, and please, other promotions, get Iri on your card, because, or Iri, yeah, I probably say this wrong, because, yeah, I do say this wrong. It's Shigehiro Iri, yeah. And he is so impactful and so vicious, but also so entertaining and crazy, and he's so powerful and can do all of these crazy powerlifting moves and moves on the mat, so technically sound, and well, he's just charismatic as well. So great shout out to Iri, and he pinned Chris Brooks in the first round. Next up, we had Lucky Kid taking on Timothy Thatcher, and I wanted Thatcher to win. I can take this away now. For me personally, and all of these matches were awesome, so I completely understand if you pick another match, but for me, this match was the match of the night, because I was really behind Thatcher, and Thatcher began dominating Lucky Kid. He took him out. Lucky Kid was not able to strike one move for the first minutes, or yeah, for the better part of this match. And I wanted Thatcher to win this because they ran a promo before this, and the promo is also available on wXw's YouTube channel, where Thatcher, who is part of Ringkampf, the stable with Walter and Alexander Wolf and Axel Dieter Jr., Marcel Bartel, and well, all of them signed with WWE or NXT UK, but Thatcher didn't. Thatcher has this distinct mindset that he would rather like to be forgotten than remembered for giving in. So he just laid that out there. He probably won't sign with the big leagues. He will stay there and do what he loves, wrestling and entertaining. And he has like this distinct, I gotta repeat that again, this distinct mindset, and he knows what he wants. And he goes there into this tournament, like really locked his eyes on the prize, trying to prove to everyone in Ringkampf, to everyone who's there, that he is a breakout star of Ringkampf, that he knows what it takes, and he only does it his way. This way is the right way for him, and he will still succeed, despite what everyone says might be the right way. He doesn't care. He wants to do this exact way, like he decided to do. And that was just an amazing storyline. But somehow he got distracted, and Lucky Kid from Rise picked up the victory. So that was incredible. Next up was the Falls Count Anywhere match between Avalanche and Gear and Simmons. I'm a fan of both guys, and I've heard some other opinions on that, but I was fine with a gimmicked match, a stipulation in the tournament, Falls Count Anywhere, and both of them have been in some team formations. Avalanche has been in Monster Consulting, and Ian Simmons has been in the Crown Tag Team for a while now, and both of them deserve some single spotlight. So I really liked this feud, and they really started to hate each other and bang heads multiple times in the course of the months prior to this event. And now they had this Fall Count Anywhere match. But unfortunately, two things factored into this match being received not as great as the other matches, because for once they, of course, because it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, they wrestled a lot on the outside, and it was from the staying room area, kind of hard to see where these guys are heading. And when they went backstage, they showed some prepared footage on the screen, and you had like complete utter silence and just the sounds of the wrestlers slapping and banging each other. Oh God. This was awfully phrased, I apologize. You know what I mean, right? Oh my God. So they banged heads and they slammed each other, and yeah, they punched each other, like they wrestled. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Utter silence, and well, eventually they came back, and the pinfall happened rather quick then. So everything really dragged down a little bit in this match, which is kind of unfortunate because I like these guys, or still like these guys really very much. And well, little bump on the road, and probably their next match, I hope there will be one, will be better again. Next up we had Pentagon Zero. Okay, like this. And Mark Davis from Aussie Open taking each other on in another quarter-finals match at 16 Carat Gold. Pentagon Zero won this match, and next we had a heavy-hitting, awesome match between Daisuke Sekimoto and Ilya Dragunov. Damn, This was, as expected, vicious. And Dragunov, the mean Russian, was able to pick up the victory here. Next, we had the final match of the night, the main event. David Starr, once again, challenging Walter in another quarterfinals match. Walter tapped during this match, according to David Starr. I didn't see it, but he tapped apparently, but the ref didn't see it either. So, Walter once again beat David Starr. Once again. Seemingly, this is turning David Starr into a heel, but I don't know. The crowd received Walter as a heel. Walter did not turn heel. But the crowd really was disappointed that David Starr didn't advance. We had two favorites going out in the first night, Timothy Thatcher and David Starr. And Walter being the one to yet again advance really annoyed some people in the crowd. But that was night one, and it was like maybe with the acceptance of the Falls Count Anywhere match, which was still good. Top quality of in-ring action and a great first start to the night. After that, Oberhausen Open happened, the bowling tournament. I wasn't present for that, but I was present for wXw Ambition, which is a shoot style, very hard hitting mat wrestling tournament, which opened up the day 2 of wrestling in Germany. So, this was a short tournament again, featuring wXw commentator, English commentator Rico Bushido, defeating White Mirror in the first round. Then we had Eri Istria defeating Danny Jones, going in then Shigehiro Irie defeating Lawrence Roman, and Chris Ridgway defeating A-Kid. Then Bushido defeated AJ Istria, and Irie defeated Ridgway. This set us to the finale of Irie versus Bushido. Bushido also won the Ambition tournament of number 2. And we are now at 10, so quite a while ago, but he was awesome that night. I personally didn't know that Bushido wrestled, I'm sorry, but he should do it more often because that was crazy insane. But Irie, as I said before, man of the weekend, and he won Ambition, and deservedly so. Beast mode all night long. That was incredible to see, and I'm really looking forward to the future of Irie in wXw and anywhere else. Well, but there was a special attraction match also. Japanese wrestling legend Yuki Ishikawa taking on Timothy Thatcher, and Ishikawa won. But Thatcher was happy anyway, because it was once again a great learning experience. Ishikawa, one of the mentors of Timothy Thatcher, and this match was like it was pure ambition. And just crazy to see. You kind of feel like in a special moment when two of these guys have like an awesome, pretty down to the basics wrestling match in front of you. And I had a great view on this match, and me and Matthew were actually taking on it wasn't a balcony, but we were on top on some stairs, and so we had a great view inside the ring. You can see that on the pictures I've linked in the Cat's Chat article, and that was really special to see this special match, special attraction match. Next up, after a short break, was Wrestling Deutschland 2. So Wrestling Deutschland, it was happening in a different arena inside the Turbinenhalle, and well, yeah. Wrestling Deutschland 2 is a show where other German wrestling promotions come together and put on a show with their talent, with their stars. We had promotions like Wrestling Cult, who are great. We had German Hurricane Wrestling, GHW, and others putting on the shows there. We had Battle Royal, which was won by Lucas Robinson, who is having the enter stream 500 miles by the Proclaimers. and is somewhat portraying an Indiana Jones character, I believe. Then rotation of wXw fan, great guy, love him to death, he's awesome, high flyer, and he's now training the kids in wXw in the academy, and it's great. Norman Harris, who is yeah, he's a new guy. He's of wXw Academy fame, and he will soon be featured more and more at wXw shows because he's like then a young gun who wants to make a name for himself in the business. It was a 16 tag team match, so in their corner also Vinny Vortex, the brother of Bobby Guns. And they were taking on Bailey Matthews, Lavaniel, and Timo Thijs, who is received as Timo Scheiß by the crowd there. And that was a great, fine 6-man tag team match. Then we had Lawrence Roman, who we know from the Ambition tournament, defeating Ronnie Kessler to defend his next step heavyweight title. Then we had Finn Freyard defeating Crowchester and Nicholas Kluth. The next match was Chase Jenkins and Kesey Bambi defeating Buddha Chaos and Sarah Chaos, who were. This was a mixed tag team match, and well, starting from this match on, the event kind of turned from. Yeah, it was unwanted funny, and I once again spent this weekend, event at the weekends with Matthew of Botchamania fame, and well, with him making lots of crazy comments about this show. It was a sign. This event was a sign. Wrestling Deutschland was crazy. Then we had Blackwell defeating Jester. And the Pretty Bastards defeating Keel Holding to defend their GHW tag team titles. And well, while Pretty Bastards are very fine tag team, Keel Holding, yeah, they were just doing great comedy wrestling. And the main event was Bad Bones John Klinger defending his newly won Wrestling Cold Championship against Carnage. Hier geht nur einer, Carnage und sonst keiner. Is the chant. A few folks in the crowd love to chant. Yeah, imagine beer-loving, bearded Germans doing like, yeah! That's Carnage gimmick, and only works for a few, not for me. And it's crazy. And yeah, Bad Bones John Klinger, I believe he's a known name. And he won that championship actually before Ambition in the morning at a Wrestling Cold event. Well, that was Wrestling Deutschland. We then had an hour. We spent that at McDonald's, which was fine because McDonald's is very close by, and fast food is a wrestling fan's diet during these wrestling events. So, then we moved on to night 2, and I can take that away before that, the greatest night of the weekend, because, yeah, you will see. The show opened with Killer Kelly and you defeating Tony Storm and Wessler. This was a great, awesome women's tag team match. Wessler actually did a chop and accidentally hit the foot of Tony Storm and kinda injured her hand, but she was back again competing the next night, so the injury does not seem that bad. Anyway, get well soon, Wessler. And after that hard-hitting affair, we had the first match of the of the quarterfinals, basically. I believe I said quarterfinals were in the first round, but the first round was to advance to the quarterfinals. We are now in the quarterfinals. I'm such an idiot. Sorry, I'm doing this kind of forward for the first time. Ilya Dragunov defeated Pentagon Jr. in... just think about this match. Ilya Dragunov versus Pentagon Jr. from the Lucha Bros. On paper, this match sounds chilling, and you can see this. Maybe, probably through the camera, I'm getting goosebumps here because that match was awesome. I want to see that again, and I will. And this is, please come back, Pentagon Jr., because I want to see this match again. This was absolutely incredible. This followed a great heavy-hitting match between Beast Mode, Erie, there we go again, against Avalanche. And these big, meaty boys clashing was also an incredible power-fueled match. And at the end of the day, Avalanche actually beat Erie, and it was to the semi-finals. Then we had Julian Pace in a special attraction match, defeating Chris Brooks, Daisuke Sekimoto, and Ray Horace, which is a shocker, because Julian Pace is a great wrestler, and he will do big things in this year and next year and the following years, because he's that great. He's one of the best ever to come out of the wXw Academy, if you ask me. And but it's still shocking that he can beat Daisuke Sekimoto, Chris Brooks, and Ray Horace in a four-way dance. But the celebration was struck short because there was the returning MC Tochi, who turned heel and attacked Julian Pace after the match. And I don't know where this will be leading. MC Tochi, I believe MC Tochi is just doing less bookings because he's also a successful television figure in the Netherlands, and he was also at the tryout for WWE in November last year, and I believe he just had different plans, but it looks like he is still getting more and more time in wXw, and I'm looking forward to see what this is all about. And Emilio Tachi turning heel for the first time in quite a while, and I always enjoyed the old heel Emilio Tachi. So let's see what this will bring. What this is going to bring. Next, we had another match for the semi-finals. Walter defeated Phoenix, and whoa, the chops were real there, and Phoenix took him like a champ. And I just remember that I forgot to tell something amazing happened in the first round. David Starr in the first round jumped out of the ring and destroyed a chair, but not a regular wrestling chair, but these if you went to the Turbine Halle before, you maybe know what I'm talking about. These chairs just for the audience were in the seating area. He just jumped straight on them, and well, he just broke it in half. But David Starr, who also went out there and cut a promo that night and said that Walter tapped, he was not in the tournament anymore, and so wasn't Phoenix, because Walter dominantly eliminated him. Next was Lucky Kid, defeating the second member of Ring Kampf in this tournament after defeating Timothy Thatcher. He defeated Marcel Bartel, also known as Axel Dieter Jr., in an incredible match. I loved this night. Every match was great. Incredible. Yeah, and then we had a surprise bonus match. We had Aussie Open taking on JFK and the wXw Tag Team Champions, Rise. Ivan Kiev and Pete Bouncer. And history happened, because Aussie Open, with the help of Chris Brooks, were able to defeat Rise and JFK to become the new wXw Tag Team Champions of the world. Why did Chris Brooks help them? Because Schadenfreude, a stable of Progress fame, has made their debut in the country which has the origin, or is the origin of their name. Schadenfreude, Aussie Open, Chris Brooks, and Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis, the new wXw Tag Team Champions, and a future potential opportunity to see Rise taking on Schadenfreude. And don't forget, Lucky Kid is also part of Schadenfreude, but not in wXw continuity, at least for now. So that's interesting to see. Lucky Kid also came down to take these two teams apart, and I believe there is also potential that Ring Kampf will insert themselves here, and we have like great stable wars in the upcoming months. And the main event of this night, no, not the main event, but it feels like the main event because it was great. It was history in the making. It was the greatest pop of the weekend. My special highlight, it was Mauro Solani, the shotgun champion, coming out to the ring, with Matthew famously claiming that he sold his old car, but because it had no heat, like Mauro Solani. And, well, he was looking for an opponent, and he got one. In the form of Axel Tischer, also known as Sanity's SmackDown superstar, Alexander Wolfe. My God, he was there. He came all the way from America to challenge Mauro Alani. Unfortunately, Alani was able to defend the title, but that was an awesome return to his homegrown promotion. And yes, more of that, please, because that was amazing. Now, the actual main event. The wXw Unified World Wrestling Championship. Absolute Andy, who came down from the heaven, the wrench, the eagle, and of course, the greatest thing ever happened to wXw. He was coming down to the ring, and his challenger was Bobby Guns. Bobby Guns. And this match was incredible because Absolute Andy tried every trick in the book to cheat his way out of this title match. And when he tried to leave with the title, his Bobby Guns' brother came out, Vinny Vortex, and stopped Andy from doing that. And it was only a matter of time. Bobby Guns defeated Absolute Andy to become the new wXw Unified World Wrestling Champion. Bam! Guns, Bobby Guns, all night long. All night is a great segue to the after show party. On the article you can see a video on there of me singing with Masadura, who's a great guy. And we met each other at the event, but we've known each other through the internet. I've met actually a great bunch of talent. Matthew from Botchamania was awesome, mentioned that before, and lots of other guys. The friends of Masadura, incredible, thankful again to introduce me into your group, and other guys joined us, like a Polish/German guy who's so great at the English language. I have to tell you, he's not English, but his English is amazing. I wish my English would be that great. I gotta point that out. He's great. Then we had so many great guys you meet at wrestling events. Come to wrestling events. It's awesome. It's like a family. Wrestling is awesome, and come together. And yeah, that amazing wXw after show party. We did the conga line actually for Absolute Andy's old song Andy, and we. Bobby Guns came in and we carried him on top of our hands, and we rocked out to all of these great wrestling songs, and Axel Dieter Jr., Masa Bataille was there, Alexander Wolfe was there, of course Tassilo Jung, the wXw boss, was there, and lots of other wrestlers. I've been told that actually Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix were there unmasked, but I don't know how they look like, and I don't think I want to know, because masks are masks, and two luchadors, and well, yeah. Dirty Dragon was of course there. You might know him. He was part of the wXw roster, but he's still there with them. And yeah, he actually did an elbow drop on the floor because he got mad and because he slipped. And he's just an awesome all-around dude. I love Dirty Dragon, and who doesn't? And yeah, that was the after show party. And after 2 AM, I decided it's time to leave, because the next morning was happening, and it was the wXw Fan Expo. More time to spend with the wrestlers, take pictures, ask questions, get autographed, and all of that stuff. By merch. I personally obtained the Crown t-shirt from Jörn Simmons, and took a picture with Alexander Wolfe, and also with Mike Miller and Lucky Kid. And Also, at the same time, we had tapings for the Road to New York City events, which also, for example, featured Jon Simmons taking on Maris Alani for the wXw Shotgun title, but I'm not going to spoil that much because these were just tapings and will be released at a later point in time in the build-up to their America event during the WrestleMania weekend in New York. And but one thing I have to point out is that the Pretty Bastard were able to obtain WXW contracts in a match against Spoiler. And then they shot a kids training, and you were also able to obtain a picture with all of the contestants of the 16 Carat Gold tournament on stage. That was great. Then we had, they also had a Q&A, and they also honored the winner of the Oberhausen Open Bowling Tournament. Then we had the main show. So back to wrestling. Yay! We started off with Ilya Dragunov taking on Lucky Kid to advance to the finals of the wXw 16 Carat Gold Tournament of 2019. And Lucky Kid amazingly beat Ilya Dragunov in once again an awesome match. And what followed was another personal highlight of mine, Walter taking on his former tag team partner Avalanche in a very hard-hitting match. At one spot, Walter just launched Avalanche into the guardrail, and wow, this was a powerful match, but Walter just seemed to be too much for the Avalanche, and after a great tournament for him, he was not able to continue, and Walter won this match to advance to the finals. Then we got another special attraction match. Shigeru Irie, Daiki Sekimoto, and Yuki Ishikawa, an All Japan team, took on Timothy Thatcher, Axel Tischer, and White Miller. And the match itself, man, you see this? It's happening again. This match was, I personally don't really like six-man tag team matches because they're kind of too lot and happen a lot, and well, 16 carat, not 16 carat, but six-man tag team matches. Most times they're from the course. I'm not personally a fan really of six-man tag team matches, but this one was amazing. This one was great. I'm going to watch this one more time because this was not a clash of styles, but all of this mat wrestling and just the talent inside that ring, and was amazing. And Thatcher once again being able to wrestle Ishikawa, that was also amazing. And what followed was even more incredible because the Japanese people left, and we all would love to see them back again. And then Walter and Marcel Bartel walked down to the ring, and you had that special moment where all members of Ringkampf were inside the ring, plus White Miller, and you ask yourself, what's going down, what's happening? And well, after months and months of White Miller proving everyone, from fans to locker room, that he's just an awesome all-around guy and one of the next big things in German and probably European wrestling, White Miller became the first member to ever join Ringkampf since their formation. And well, White Miller is now part of Ringkampf, which is absolutely awesome and well deserved and well earned. And I'm looking forward to see White Miller as a part of Ringkampf. And all I can say is, die Matte ist heilig. The mat, let me get this right. See this? Die Matte ist heilig. The mat is, or the canvas is sacred. And it's really true. It is. And White Miller, I love this guy. He's great. He's awesome. And well deserved that he's now part of Ringkampf. Next, we get the announced championship match between Tony Storm, who's now a heel in wXw, facing Killer Kelly. And Killer Kelly gave all in this match. She fought, she scratched and clawed. But at the end of the day, Tony Storm was able to pick up the victory, and they did some epic vicious moves on the ramp. So you definitely should check out these things again. And after that, we had one more return. If that was all, this was all incredible, and if that wouldn't be enough, hot and spicy return against JFK. JFK did an open challenge, and it was answered by Nordish. Axelita Jr. and Damek, hot and spicy, walked down to the ring, and the crowd were living for this match. Nephew of WXw fame doesn't, obviously, because he's British, never heard of Nordish, which is just the people in the north of Germany, basically, and that is the theme song of the guys, and he chanted Norwich, the hometown of Page. But it's Nordish, Nordisch, or sometimes you can switch the H. I see both. And hot and spicy, obviously fueled by the incredible crowd, they won this match. And then we have another. The WXW is just a gift that keeps on giving. Also during the breaks and stuff, we had like incredible music playlists. So thanks to Dennis Birkendahl, who was the master, the man in charge, not only of the production but also of the playlist. And well, the other Bros match was Schadenfreude against the Lucha Bros and Ray Horus in a special Lucha Rules 6-man tag team match. A 6-man tag team match I also really enjoyed, and you don't get these matches anywhere. So cherish this, and it's so enjoyable. I wish I had more bad things to say, but I liked this 3 days of wrestling. It was great. Well, and then, of course, your main event, not only of the evening, but of the entire week, the wXw 16 Carat Gold 2019 Finals. Lucky Kid versus Water, or Rice versus Ringkampf, if you will. And I feared that Walter, who wasn't really loved by the crowd, would obtain a victory. But the unthinkable happened, and Lucky Kid won 16 Carat Gold. He was never singles champion in wXw before, but now he's just owning the wrestling world. But because that moment was just, it was so special. It was, he has risen to the top, and he's going to remain there. This kid is so special, and the sky's the limit for him. I'm really happy that Lucky Kid won this tournament. My personal favorite was Timothy Thatcher, but Lucky, after his incredible showing, its 18th anniversary last year in December, you kind of sense that was coming, and but I didn't really believe it was coming. But now we are here, and he was able to raise that trophy. And Rice, Ivan Kiev, and Pete Bouncer also came out and celebrated with him. And backstage, or from the backstage to the ramp came Schadenfreude, who actually also showed their respect to Lucky Kid. And what a special moment when all that party and celebration was the end of a great wrestling weekend. And I'm sure I've forgotten lots of things to tell you right now, because there's so much has been happening. But as I said, check out wXw Now and wXw's YouTube channel, and also the Twitter feed of wXw, which is I believe at wXw Germany. Let's Google things or get on Twitter live on air. It's at wXw Germany, so check that out. And of course, everything is provided in English and German commentary, subtitles applied, so it's available for everyone, and great. wXw has awesome storytelling, great characters, and this event was just so special and just utterly amazing, and I'm very much looking forward to see this again. This is the wrestling I love. This was just guys getting together, doing lots of chants and having a great time together, and just not we just didn't sit there and just clap sometimes and yawned for the rest of the time. Just this is not uh, I love this show too, but this is not 205 Live where people just seemingly to be bored in front of awesome matches. This was like true passion from wrestlers, production, fans, everyone involved, and this is not me talking some marketing nonsense. It's just actually my pure, honest opinion on that. And I hope this WXW thing is going to grow more and more. And well, there's nothing more to say other than lucky kid, you're the man, you're going to rise to the top, and wXw is going to rise with you. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment, try to tell me how what I did wrong, what I did bad, and which things should have been in this little video, and what all of us can try to improve these kind of formats. Go over to the Catch That article, which you can find in the description, and don't forget to like this video, share this video, use the hashtag wXw16carat with a C, and yeah, follow WrestleVision at WrestleVision YT on Twitter. And thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon, and bye.